Ever tried catching a wild goose? No? Well, hunting for your first job after a master's degree in engineering is a lot like that. Imagine this. You're in the wild, armed with nothing but your wit, your determination, and a piece of parchment that says you're a master of engineering. The wild goose, elusive and unpredictable, represents that dream job you're chasing. The thrill of the hunt is palpable. Your heart beats in your chest like a drum, echoing the fervor of your pursuit. Just as in job hunting, you face numerous obstacles. The terrain is treacherous, filled with hidden pitfalls and unexpected challenges. You're navigating through dense forests of job listings, trying to decipher cryptic job descriptions and attempting to tailor your resume to fit each unique role. It's like trying to predict the flight path of a goose based on the direction of the wind. Now let's talk about the goose that just won't cooperate. This is the job that seems perfect, the one that gets your pulse racing. You've done your research, tailored your cover letter, and sent in your application. You wait and wait and wait, but then the rejection email lands in your inbox. A stark reminder of the goose that slipped through your fingers. You're left with the bitter taste of disappointment, but you don't give up. You pick yourself up, dust off your ego, and venture back into the wild. Because that's what job hunting is all about. It's not just about the chase, it's about resilience, perseverance, and the ability to bounce back from setbacks. And just when you think you've got the goose, it squawks loudly and takes off, leaving you with nothing but a handful of feathers. That's job hunting for you, but remember, every chase, every fall, every missed opportunity brings you one step closer to catching your wild goose. So tighten your grip, sharpen your focus, and get ready for the next chase. Because your wild goose is out there waiting to be caught. Interviews, the ultimate battlefield. It's like walking on a tightrope while juggling flaming swords. You've got your resume polished to a mirror sheen, you're dressed to impress, and you're ready to wow them with your skills. But sometimes reality has a funny way of throwing a wrench into the works. Picture this, you're in a high-stakes interview. The room is silent except for the ticking of the clock. You're trying to explain your master's thesis on quantum mechanics when suddenly, your brain decides to take a vacation. You stammer, you stutter, and then in a moment of disarray, you call your interviewer Mom. Yep, you heard that right. Mom. The room fills with an awkward silence, broken only by a stifled chuckle from the corner. You want to crawl under the table, but you soldier on, red-faced and mortified. Then, there's the infamous video call interview. All is going well, your internet is holding up, you're answering questions with confidence. Suddenly your screen freezes. You're stuck with a goofy grin on your face, mid-sentence. The seconds tick by, feeling like an eternity. You scramble to fix it, but alas, technology has decided to take a siesta. When you finally manage to reconnect, you find your potential employers laughing at the screenshot they took of your frozen, contorted face. And let's not forget the time when you were asked about your greatest weakness. And you, in a misguided attempt at humor, said chocolate. The interviewer didn't quite see the funny side of it, and you could practically see your chances of landing the job melt away like a Hershey's bar in the sun. Interviews, my friends, are wild, unpredictable beasts. They're a roller coaster ride of emotions, a test of your mettle, and sometimes a source of some truly hilarious stories. You never know what's going to happen, and that's part of the fun, isn't it? And sometimes you're left wondering, did you just interview for a job or participate in a stand-up comedy show? Filling out job applications can feel like you're writing the next epic saga. Ah, the job application. A multi-chapter novel where you're the protagonist, antagonist, and the plot twist all at once. It's an epic journey that begins with your name. You've written it 1,000 times, yet here you are, questioning if you've spelled it right. Then comes the contact information, a seemingly simple task. But let's not forget about the confusion when you have to decide which email address to use. The one from college that ends in .edu, or the one that you created when you were 12 and thought cool guy 123 was a good idea? And oh, the work experience section. Have you ever noticed how it's like a never-ending loop? You need experience to get a job, but you need a job to get experience. It's like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube blindfolded. Then there's the education section. You've worked hard for that piece of paper that says you're a qualified engineer, but filling out this section feels like you're being asked to write a thesis on the history of your academic life. And then comes the skills section. Here's where you're supposed to list every single thing you're good at. From your proficiency in software coding to your ability to make a mean cup of coffee, because who knows, that barista gig in college might just be the tipping point in your favor. don't even get me started on the cover letter. A one-page document that's supposed to encapsulate your entire life's work, aspirations, and why you're the perfect fit for the job. It's like writing a love letter, but instead of wooing your crush, you're trying to impress a hiring manager. And then, after you've bared your soul on this digital canvas, you hit submit, only to start the process all over again for the next job application. And after filling out your 100th job application, you start to wonder if you're applying for a job or writing your autobiography. Job rejections. They're like unwanted guests that keep showing up at your door. You know, the kind that somehow always manages to ring the bell just as you've settled down with a hot cup of cocoa and a good book. Imagine this. You're sitting there, minding your own business, when suddenly, ding dong, there's a knock on the door. Who could it be? The pizza delivery guy? An unexpected gift? Nope, it's another rejection. Hello, it says. I'm here to remind you that you still don't have a job. And let's not forget those extra special rejections, the ones that arrive after an interview that you thought went really well. You've practically imagined your entire future at the company, picked out your desk, befriended imaginary coworkers. Then, just as you're about to mentally decorate your new office, you get that email. Thank you for your time, but what? But they found someone more qualified? But they decided to hire the boss's nephew instead? But they've been abducted by aliens and can no longer operate their business? The possibilities are endless, and yet none of them make the rejection any easier to swallow. Then there are the silent rejections, the ones where you send your application into the void and hear nothing. It's like throwing a message in a bottle into the ocean, hoping for a response, but all you get is the echo of your own hopes and dreams. But here's the thing, rejections, as much as we loathe them, they're part of the process. They're the stepping stones on the path to success, the hurdles we must leap over, the dragons we must slay. They're the bitter medicine we must swallow to appreciate the sweetness of success when it finally comes. So when that next rejection shows up at your door, invite it in. Offer it a seat, maybe even a cup of that hot cocoa, because every rejection is a lesson, a chance to grow, to improve, to get one step closer to that yes. But remember, every no is one step closer to a yes. Or at least that's what we tell ourselves to keep going. And then, just when you're about to give up, the unexpected happens. You find it, the oasis in the desert of job hunting. That's right, the elusive job offer. It's as rare as a unicorn, but here it is in your inbox, nestled between a promotional email from that online store you bought socks from once and an update from your Aunt Susan about her cat's diet. You blink, rub your eyes, blink again. It's still there, shimmering like a mirage. You click on it, half expecting it to disappear, but no, it's real. You've got a job offer. You've actually got a job offer. You're the Indiana Jones of job hunting, and you've just found the Holy Grail. Filled with excitement, you go to call your mom, your hands shaking with adrenaline, but in your elation, you accidentally hit the hang-up button. Oops. Well, at least that's one way to keep the news a surprise. You redial, this time managing to keep your finger away from the hang-up button. You spill the news, words tumbling out of your mouth like a waterfall of joy. Your mom is thrilled, your dad is proud, your siblings are jealous, and you're on cloud 9, a grin plastered on your face like a kid who's just been told they're going to Disneyland. But wait, you haven't even accepted the offer yet. You rush back to your email, hit the reply button, and spend the next 20 minutes crafting the perfect response. You want to sound professional, but also excited. It's a delicate balance, one that's harder to find than the job offer itself. Finally, you hit send, and then you wait. You wait for the confirmation, the official seal on your achievement. And when it comes, it's as sweet as the first sip of a cold drink on a hot day. You've done it. You've found a job. So, the moral of the story is, job hunting is a wild ride filled with laughter, tears, and a whole lot of patience. But in the end, it's all worth it, or at least that's what the goose would say if it could talk.